All right, guys, here we go. Stretch run. 49ers 8-6, Titans 9-5. Somehow the Niners are favored by 3 in this game so far. I mean, we still got a day to go. But this win would be huge for the 49ers psyche and for their seeding purposes. They have the Texans and the Rams as their last 2 game, which I don't want to sound too overconfident, but I think the Texans is going to absolutely be a win. But if they get the win here, they might be able to rest some of their other players in that game. So I really am. It would be huge to get the win in this game specifically. Both teams have the short turnaround, but the 49ers had to travel, so it's going to be really tough on the 49ers. But the 49ers are 4-1 in their last 5. Yay. They're coming off a 2-game winning streak, so they got some momentum going. But let's talk about the Titans for a little bit. They're 2-3 in their last 5, and they're coming off of a loss. So they don't have a lot of momentum. They don't have a terrible amount of momentum going into this game. Taylor Lewin, David Long, Laurel Murchison, and Roger Saffold. 2 of those guys are offensive linemen. They're out for this game. AJ Brown and Julio Jones it looks like they're likely to play. Derrick Henry is unlikely to play, thank goodness. Not that we struggle against the run or anything, but still, you just don't want to see their all-pro back playing. We just don't want to see Derrick Henry. But AJ Brown and Julio Jones are going to be likely to play. So that's 2 big weapons that they're getting back for this game. It's going to be that's going to be really hard on our defensive backs, where we're really thin in our secondary. But Tannehill has been struggling without Derrick Henry, but he's also been without AJ Brown and Julio Jones. So we don't really know what it's going to look like in this game, but he hasn't broken 200 yards in 3 games, and he's only gotten 1 touchdown in the last 3 games combined. So his O-line is really struggling to protect him because, like I said, they got Taylor Lewin and Roger Saffold out. So both of them are not playing, which means eat for our D-line. And our D-line is going to have a real opportunity here to make their mark. But it's going to be really important for them to dominate like they have in the last few games. The defense has been the Titans defense has been carrying their team for the past 5 games, but that's why they've been 2-3. They have a good defensive line. Landry's got 11 sacks. Autry's got 7.5 sacks. They have a solid secondary led by Byard, who the safety. And I know he's good because I've had him on my fantasy team. I play IDP leagues, so he's been doing awesome for me all season long. But expect an old-fashioned physical slobber knocker type of game. They're known for stopping the run, so they're second in the league in opponent rushing yards. So in the last 3 games, they average 46 yards rushing by their opponents. That's not a lot if we're taking score. So going to be really difficult to just run the ball. And with that, we're going to lead into the 49er offense, who is going to be without Elijah Mitchell for another game. Which means Jeff Wilson and Hasty are going to try to replicate what they did last week, except against a much better run defense, which tells me that they're going to have to lean on Jimmy in this game. It's written on the wall. These types of games is where Jimmy has to step up. Can Kyle scheme it up to Jimmy's strengths like he did the last game? Because that's really what opened up the running game for Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson is not a do-it-all back, and he's not a guy that's gonna really he's not a world beater. He's not Elijah Mitchell for sure. And so we're gonna need Jimmy to make those throws like he did in the last game to kind of loosen up that defense and open it up for those outside runs and those runs from Debo and like all that kind of stuff. Kyle's gonna have to trust in Jimmy. Jimmy's, I'm gonna say it again, he didn't do it last game, but he's gonna have to throw the ball 35 plus times. I think so. But can Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, and Jennings, who is firmly entrenched in my mind as a part of this offense now, Jauan Jennings, can they make plays in the passing game? They need to make this, like I said, a slobber knocker type of game, but it needs to be a physical passing game, if that makes any sense. We need to see Debo and Kittle running guys over in the secondary, loosen them up so that if our running backs kind of get through a hole, those guys in the secondary are just tired of tackling. So that's why I want them to get involved with the passing game to Debo and Kittle early and often. It feels weird wanting Jimmy to throw the ball a whole bunch of times, but I feel like that's the key to this victory. It's gonna be a real big key for them to just throw the ball. They're gonna have to throw the ball. So can Kyle scheme it up that way? Can Kyle scheme it in a way where it puts Jimmy in a position to succeed? We'll see. But this could be a defining game for this receiving core. Just like I was talking about the defensive line earlier, this is a chance for them to kind of put a stamp on this and let the league know that they're a threat. It's not just the 49er running game that they have to worry about. It is definitely these receivers. The 49ers have talent. So does Kyle scheme it up so these guys can get involved the way they should be in this game? We're going to know right away what type of game plan it is. If Jimmy starts off in the shotgun, and he starts throwing the ball right away, we know what type of game it's going to be and what Kyle's kind of scheming it up for. And it'll be key if Jimmy turns the ball over early, because if Jimmy doesn't turn over the ball early, I feel like he's going to gain confidence as the game goes on. Now they have a good defensive line. Our offensive line has been pretty solid over the last couple of games. Can our defensive line stand up against these guys with very little run game to work with? That's going to be interesting to see also. But either Kyle's going to keep running the ball into a wall and Jimmy's going to have to throw on third and longs, or he just throws early and tries to build run game off of the pass. So, but can they out physical the Titans? That's really the key for the offense. And on the defensive side, Dre, Greenlaw, Fonga, and Hurst are all out. Tart and Aziz are questionable. It's going to be on the D-line again in this game, like we were just talking about. It's going to be on the D-line. Can they dominate? And Ambry Thomas. Who's he going to guard? Is he going to guard A.J. Brown or Julio in this game? I don't know who you put him on, because, I mean, you got Norman on the other side, and does it really matter? I don't think it does. I think they probably would rather him be on Julio, just because he's still, I mean, they're both coming off injury. I don't think it's not going to matter. I don't think it matters, because both of them are I would say this: Ambry Thomas he was in position a lot better last game, but we want to see aggressiveness out of it. He's got to be aggressive at the catch point. He's got to find some nads from somewhere and just jump up there and get the ball attack. I don't even care if you get mossed, as long as you're trying. So let's see if Ambry Thomas can step up, because we know that Norman's going to be physical at the line of scrimmage, but it's really up to AJ. They're really going to pick on Ambry Thomas early and often in this game. We all know it's going to happen. So DeMeco Ryans has done a masterful job so far this season, but it's getting really thin in that secondary. I mean, Dante Jones probably would be starting at this game in this game, but we can't expect him to play. I don't think anytime soon. He may not come back this season, uh, and it's got to be really hard for him. And yeah, I don't expect him to be back anytime soon. That'd be a really hard thing to lose your mom. Um, so, but do they risk Tart and Aziz's health in this game to get this win? Do they? I don't know. That's why they're questionable still. I don't know if they do because you're coming towards that stretch run of the end of the season, and we're about to go into the playoffs. I think the 49ers have a great chance. Obviously, they have a great chance to make the playoffs and to really make noise in the playoffs. And I think they need their guys healthy as possible. Are they going to do? Are they going to do that? I don't know if they. I don't know if they start both of those guys. I think one of them might start, but I don't think they start both of them. I think one of them is going to be out. But if not, can D'Amico disguise his coverages to take advantage of Tannehill? He's really going to have to disguise how he's protecting the corners to give the defensive line time to get to Tannehill. They've got to get penetration like right away, and hopefully that's what's going to happen. We may see a patented Norman punch out fumble in this game, maybe a couple, because obviously they're going to get catches on Norman and Avery Thomas. But does Ward get a pick? Does Ward get a pick? That's another question I've got. Turnovers are hard to come by for the 49ers. And but the Titans themselves, they love to give them up. They're terrible, honestly, in turnover differential. So do the 49ers kind of get a little risky in coverage to try and pick Tannehill off, or take some chances to try and get some turnovers? I don't see it, because that's not the type of team the 49ers are. They kind of just like to keep to kind of bend, but don't let you get the catches. But we just don't get a lot of turnovers. So, but I'm wondering if we see Ward get a pick, because he just takes a chance to get a turnover. So be on the lookout for that. But I would be shocked if the Titans tried to run the ball at all in this game. I mean, they're going to run a little bit just to keep the 49ers honest. But are they going to like make the running game a part of this offense in this game? I don't think so. I think they're going to pass the ball. Tannehill, even though he's not used to throwing the ball a lot, it may be a Jimmy situation where he has to throw the ball 35 to 40 times. I don't think that's what the Titans want to do, but it may be necessary in this game, because the 49ers are great against the run. In the last 4 or 5 games, I think they've been outstanding against the run. So Tannehill is going to have to win this game for them. But the final score I have is 49ers 12, Titans 10. Yes, I'm predicting the win reluctantly. The line was 3. The 49ers are favored by 3, but I think the 49ers have a lot of momentum going into this game. And even with the quick turnaround, I think they may be able to get this victory. But I do think that the 49ers offense is going to struggle, even with all the talk I just had of them being physical with the passing game and everything. I still think that because the ball is going to be, it's going to be a very physical game, and Jimmy's not going to be I don't think he's going to be the most efficient in this game, but I think he's going to throw the ball a lot. But I think that I think they're going to struggle, because I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball. So the one thing about this game, the special teams can absolutely not be a factor in this game. They cannot give up a turnover on special teams. I don't care what you have to do, Kyle. If you have to take special teams over yourself and get in each one of those guys' faces and tell them that they absolutely cannot turn this ball over. If you have to threaten to cut them, I don't care what you have to do. Keep the special teams from giving up the big play. because the one glaring weakness that the 49ers have is special teams. But if they turn the ball over, if they fumble the ball on a kick return or a punt return, 49ers might not recover. That's how close of a game I think this is going to be. I mean, I gave it 12-10. So, but I think the D-line is definitely going to be the difference in this game, and I think they're going to prove that they're elite. I don't think that the NFL gives them enough credit for what they're doing. I think they give Bosa his credit, but I don't think that anybody knows anybody else that's on our defensive line. And I think that the defensive line has a chance right now to let the world know and put everybody on notice that going into the playoffs, that this group is going to be this group is with Arden Key and even Ebicom. Ebicom has been coming on of late. But Arden Key, DJ Jones, Armstead has been solid. And then you got Bosa. Though that group has been balling out, and I just want them to get the recognition that they deserve. But the secondary is going to give up big plays, like I talked about earlier. They're going to give up some big plays, but can they keep the Titans out of the end zone? For the most part, I mean, I obviously have them getting 10 points. I think they're going to get at least one touchdown, and it's going to probably be off a big play off of the secondary. I don't expect them to run the ball a lot. So, but win or lose, please let the 49ers get out of this game healthy. That is really the key, because we're thin already at secondary. We're going into the stretch run for the end of this season. We're about to go into the playoffs. I'm pretty confident the 49ers are going to make the playoffs. They need to be healthy going into the playoffs. So we just want to get out of this game healthy. With that quick turnaround, it's always inviting injury, and I just want to see them play hard, but stay healthy. We don't need Bosa or Kittle getting hurt, or somebody that's really a key to our plans going forward getting hurt. But thank you guys all for all the great feedback that you guys have given me. I love talking 49ers, and you guys make it really fun with all the feedback that you've given me. I really appreciate all the guys I've reached out to and that have given me, watched my videos and given me some things to work on. Even after the season is over, I will be doing 49er pods around the draft and my mock drafts for the team. So stay tuned for that. I love the draft and team building aspect of football. So that's going to be a really whole nother part of me that you guys will get to see. So, but thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. And I will talk to you guys after Thursday's game, but go Niners.